Hey there, I'm Lance.
I'm Jeremy.
And this is Hard to Master, where we take a look at games that are hard to master, such as
Inferno by Red Mojo Games. This one is prototype, so everything you see is prototype.
And this game is coming to crowdfunding, so make sure to check out the link down below in the description of this video after you watch it. Now with this one, the theme with this game, if you can't derive that from the title of the game, it does take after Dante's Inferno, the very classic book that you probably read at some point in school. Or at least I did anyhow. And with that being the case, you are going to be venturing into the different circles of hell. Now, this game is not very super dark or anything in that nature. I mean, it is dealing with hell, or Dante's Inferno. I suppose that's pretty dark in and of itself, but the actual game itself, I would not say is super dark or anything of that nature. Would you agree with that?
Just guiding somebody farther and farther through the cemetery, through, you know, hell.
I mean, they're going into the deeper depths of hell, I suppose, but it's more abstract. It's not anything that really comes out in the mechanics of the game.
I'll say this: sending people to hell is not supposed to be this fun. So, I mean, in real life, it's horrible.
Yes,
in this
absolutely.
game, as far as playing Inferno, it's a lot of fun. So, yeah. I know that's a lot, but this game's going on crowdfunding. Not a whole lot that's going to be out there, and we definitely want to give you an idea that's going to be very representative of the game, because to me it looks great and everything, but if you don't know what's going on, you're going to question, is this a game that I'm going to like? Because it does have that dark theme tied to it with Dante's Inferno. I mean, yes, you're moving them further downhill, but you're kind of like trying to get them to the color that they need to go to is really what.
That's why I say it's abstract. I mean, it's not. The theme is you know.
I mean, I've not seen a meatball catch on fire yet, so I think we're good. But I have found I'm really good at accusing sinners in this game and sending them down to the depths,
the pits of hell.
Afterward, I need some reflection, but yeah. But other than that, it's fun.
So let's talk about what we think about this particular game, what we enjoy. Is it a good game? Should you put your hard-earned money and back this particular one? I'll start by letting you guys know that if you've watched any of our videos, I tend to gravitate towards the more medium weight games, whereas Jeremy definitely gravitates more towards the heavier games. And I would say that this game, while it's maybe not the, like Jeremy said, there's a lot going on, but I wouldn't say it's the heaviest game I've ever played. I will say it is a heavier game than what I typically like, but I do like this game quite a bit, which is really kind of shocking for me to sit here and have my brain burn as much as it does while playing this game and still have such an enjoyable experience with it. There's several times throughout the game where I just sort of feel like I don't know what I'm going to do to get ahead in this game. Like my head is just spinning, but it's still a fun experience of, well, I know I can do this, and I know that'll lead to this, and I know that'll lead to that, and then I can slowly start to piece together a strategy in this game, and then something will happen and it'll kind of shake that.
I see Lance's strategy, and I go, yeah, I know what you're trying to do. Yeah, you're not going to do that.
So then I'll have to repiece everything together, get those wheels turning again, and that's a fun experience with this game, that it does feel like I'm really having to work hard to find ways to get ahead in this game. And when it doesn't go according to plan, it's not like it's I just wasted a whole hour trying to, no, it's like, okay, well, that didn't really work out, so now I got to do this, I got to do that. And it's a fun experience trying to figure out the puzzliness with this game. I really enjoy it. I feel like the mechanics blend really well with one another, because you've got the iconography over here and the idea of grabbing somebody over here and paying $1 to do it, or moving on down the line. That's really simple. It's just putting A to B down here and then lining that up with the action that you're doing over here. I mean, it's like A and then B, and I feel like it just flows really well for me. While it's a very heavy game, I shouldn't say very heavy, it's a heavy game. I'm able to comprehend it pretty well, I feel like. And it does feel like I'm burning my brain at the end of it all, but man, it feels like a good burn, if that makes sense. That's why I really enjoy this one.
I really, really like this game. I'm just gonna say it. Now, Red Mojo Games is not a big company. They had a pretty ambitious project with Tendaya that I looked at, and we do have a video for that. And Lolo reached out to me and said, hey, I got this game, Inferno, based off Dante's Inferno. I don't know if you've heard anything about it yet. Would you like to check it out? And I said, yeah.
Absolutely.
I said, I haven't read the books, but I've watched 70 times, 77 times. And I know that, that's referenced quite heavily in that movie, what's in the box. Well, Inferno's in the box. And so I was like, yeah, man, let me check with Lance and see if that's what we can do. And
I was on board.
Hit it, and I saw pictures. I was like, man, this looks awesome, Lance. We need to check this out. And I was like, okay. I printed out the rule book. I read the rule book. Again, everything here's prototype. I went through it, and I was like, okay, I think I got this. Let's give it a go. Teach isn't too difficult. It does have that restrictive feel that
Yes.
that I love and like in games. I mean, you have to, at times, you don't have the coins, and you don't want to drop 5 points just to take an action that's not going to give you much benefit. So you may just accuse that soul that's there just so you can make it to the next round and maybe get those 3 coins or 1 coin that you need to do stuff. And when it makes more sense to lose those 5 points, because you are losing 5 points, but instead of 4, now you're only losing 2 at the end. So it kind of you have to plan very well in this game, but people can make adjustments. And I'll say you want to be not too fluid with your coins and the 2 currencies, because you may need to take these actions to trade them later, and if you don't have them because you haven't been gaining them, it can cause you to take some heavy loans. I mean, I've made it to the end of the track, but I was like, I'm not taking any more loans. I'm keeping 1 coin just in case. I'll just take the action I have to take. I'm not losing 5 more.
And see,
so you gotta do it.
I feel like the coins are restrictive, yes, and I feel like what's also restrictive are your workers, because
I mean, their tower, everything.
You've got to balance how many workers you have, and if you ever get to the end, like Jeremy said, and you don't have any workers and you can't take an action,
never have a family council.
That's a really hard thing for you, and you can come back from it. It's not like it's game crushing, but it's just something you want to avoid and not do. And so you're constantly having to kind of
3rd place, 4th place move on the never family
you probably
council.
won't win, yeah. But it's something that's going to require you to really have to think 2-3 turns ahead, so that okay, I've got a worker tucked away that I can do this action with.
You just know you either have to get a tower spot. You have to remove people if you don't have room to do anything. At times I want to get resources, but there's not a space that I want to give up to do that. So I'm going to push that off unless I see a need that I really need to get that gray worker in there, because Dante's about to give a diploma. Now, diplomas are very important because this is a push and pull down here because people are going to be moving these cubes, and maybe, like Lance, he'll boost the color up that he's going to get, but he's nowhere even close to getting it. And someone else will swoop in and just maximize those points. So it's a push and pull of this down here, and you want to plan so that you can be the top dog whenever Dante gets there to be like, hey, good job. Here's your diploma. You graduated to Community College B. And then you go over here and you're like, oh, dang, you're now at university. And so you've got to play off of this very importantly and gain, use that river to, if you see, if you have 1 purple soul, well, you're only going to move up 1 of these tracks. But if someone just dropped 3 yellows in there and it's your turn, forget all your other moves. You need to do a Styx River action immediately, because you can move up 2 tracks. And that's very important, moving up these tracks and moving up the right ones. But again, you've got to balance it with the icon that you move on to, or the coins that you spend, and the locations you can get to and remove from, because you can't just, I'm going to accuse here and nobody's there. No, you've got to take that action first, then you can accuse them. So there's a lot of good actions in here. We're touching a lot of them. There's a few things we could go more in depth, but it would just be an even longer video that we don't want to do on Kickstarter. So the Guardians will come into play. You know, you have Medusa. Medusa's going to drop these petrified stone tokens.
Block
petrified
spaces
souls
out here.
Yeah, so, and they'll work for covering that in-game objective, and that soul gets removed.
That's another restrictive part of the game that we didn't talk about, is just that a lot of times you can make an action happen for yourself, but it may be because you have to take more loans to be able to move somebody onto the board.
Take loans. You got to do it occasionally.
There's restricting factors here in multiple ways, and they all blend together to make this be one resource management heavy game that, man, like I said, it's a good burn after you've played all of that, of managing the actions available to you, managing your money, managing your workers. I mean, it's
and managing the money. I'll say I really like the two different currencies and using them to play off of each other and be separate at the same time.
Yeah,
using those florins up top and finding a good way to get those, but then knowing that the drachma are only going to be used for the below actions, other than maybe on a building where you're hard to special get. Buildings. Yeah. So, I mean, you're trading for them unless you can get them from, accusing the right person. So, I really, really hope that there's, in this deluxe, 2 sets of coins, because, I mean, that's a lot to ask for, but I can't wait. I am going to be sad sending this to the next person, because I really, really like it. It is a little heavy on the dark side of a theme, but I mean, again, I don't think about it. I play a game, and I'm too focused on the strategy than to think, oh, this guy's a gluttonous, lustful fool here that's going to the ship location.
Yeah. Well, there you have it. That is some of our thoughts here on Inferno. As I said at the top of the video, it is running on crowdfunding, so make sure you check out that link down below in the description of this video so that you can go check out that campaign and see if there are metal coins on there, which maybe there will be. We don't know.
If not, I already know where I can get some like this.
Yeah, reach out to Jeremy. He'll point you in the right direction.
I know exactly where I can get those drachma. I'm trying. I already told you, but the florins, I may just start looking just in case, because I can't wait.
Why don't you head to Italy and get some,
see the final product of this
money from there?
I just ship it on eBay.
No, there you go. But anyhow, that's our thoughts on this particular one. Leave us some comments down below. Let us know what you think about Inferno, what you think about Dante's Inferno, if you've read the book or just whatever. And if you like this video, hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon to be notified of all of our great new content. I'm Lance.
I'm Jeremy.
And we are Hard to Master, where we take a look at games that are hard to master. We'll catch you next time.
See ya on the other side.